Okay, welcome to the Lobo Den podcast. Today we have Kevin Bozeman. I've been trying to get Kevin on here for a while. One of the funniest comics in the country. If you haven't seen him, go to his website, kevinbozeman.com. Has a new special out. Really funny. We talk about being on tour. We talk about getting laid, comedy during and after COVID, getting to porn. He finds out I'm a pervert, so we get into the porn shops, these whorehouses. He went to in Amsterdam. This one I got scammed in West Chicago. Relationships, comedy, gambling, prostitutes. Regular Lobo Den stuff and really great episodes. All right, so kevinbozeman.com. Check out his tour dates. Go to his IG. We're trying to get him to get a TikTok. If you like, subscribe, please follow, support the Patreon. Going to do more Patreon episodes out. If you want to do a podcast, check out People of Comedy. My producer, James Webb. So, Lobo Den. Also, big supporter of this show, Sideshow Panda. If you can, thoughts and prayers. Some bad stuff's going on with our dogs, so please send good vibes. Lobo Den. Okay, welcome to Lobo Den Podcast. I'm your host, Giovanni Diaz. To my left, my producer, James Webb from the People of Comedy Studio. And in front of me is Kevin Bozeman. Hey, what's up, Kevin?
Hey, man, how are you? I didn't know the legendary James Webb was producing this.
The legend, the man, the motherfucking myth, right? Well, this is our third, what is this, a podcast I'm recording? It's my third podcast I'm doing today, right? So on my third bubbly bounce with caffeine in it now because I gave up Diet Coke and I have no coffee. I don't know if you drink pop or not.
No, the last one I was drinking it when I was back in my Captain and Sevens and Jack and Coke days, but I've matured since then.
So you're not drinking?
Oh, I drink. I never even came close to saying that. I don't drink soda in my drinks. I just prefer booze.
So Kevin's one of the funniest comedians in the country in Chicago. But I remember I had some show, right? I had in Waukegan. Basically, the owners, they're like, hey, can you do the show? I brought him out to a coach. I had this moment where it was like, this is a bar, and we serve booze, right? This is kind of our job. Right. And I remember you asked me two or three simple drinks. It was maybe Jameson and ginger ale. Something
like that. Yep, at the time probably.
Didn't have it. Then you're like, all right, Jack and Coke. Didn't have it. And then it got to the fourth drink. And I'm not the owner, right? But I felt like embarrassed. Like you don't have, you're a bar. It went out of business, obviously. But it's like, it was a sign. Like you don't have some very basic things you should have at a bar.
Basic, they're get-me-bys. They're not even, they're just get-me-by drinks. They're not even, it's just standard. It'd be like, you haven't selling beer and don't have Budweiser.
Yeah. So they eventually,
I don't remember that, but that sounds like I don't think that sounds right.
Yeah, it was. I remember. Yeah, it was in my town of Waukegan, which is you moved. How long have you been out in the suburbs? You're in the suburbs, right? Or you've always been in the suburbs?
I mean, I grew up in the city. I the burbs for a minute. I've been in the burbs. Back and forth. I had kids. I don't really see the advantages of saying I live in the city, right? When you got kids, it's just more advantageous for me to be in the burbs.
I'm never coming back. Well, I wasn't from the city. James, you're gonna stay here. You live forever. He's a city.
Forever, baby. I love Chicago, but it's it's not like I don't have access to it. Even though like whenever you tell me to do your podcast and after do it and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, and then you send me the address, I'm like, nah, I can't make it that far home. You tell me that. Jesus Christ.
You're like, we could do Zoom.
Right. So yeah. But I was determined to make it. I told everybody, I was like, listen, don't ask me for shit. I am driving, and it's two ways. It's both ways are easy to get here. Once traffic dies, it's 30-35 minute shot from the west suburbs. And I can go either way. I can go through 290 to 90 or 294 and double back to 90. It doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah.
But look, when I leave, I have a weird, at my day job, I work 10:30 to 7, so I never have to deal with traffic. But a few times I have to come out to the city, and I leave at 4:30. Or now it's starting to pick up. I remember when COVID hit, right? Because I remember when COVID hit, and I would just drive, and I'd come to James's. It was like, there's nobody on the fucking road, and it was so. But now it's back. I mean, you were in Florida, right? I was in Florida too, like a month ago.
I was in Key West, Florida, and let me tell you, the state of Florida don't give a shit about COVID.
They don't.
I can tell you they are passing out COVID like joints. You want to hit this COVID, Holmes? Just hit it, man. It'd be good. But yeah, Key West was great. I mean, none of my fans are out there. It's a real touristy town, so I was. In some ways, that's cool because you could just do the best of you, and no one really knows who you are. As opposed to like when you come to Chicago, people are like, all right, you better have some new shit.
Yeah.
And not just 5 minutes. We've seen you every time. Okay. All right. I appreciate the love. But yeah, that's, that comes with it. If you're trying to build a fan base, you owe it to your fan base to write.
Are you on the TikTok? We were just talking about this. I just got on.
No, sir. Yeah, in some ways I am. One of my bits, 2,000 people have mimicked my bit. And maybe 4 of them have mentioned me. But it's all good. I ain't tripping.
You gotta get on there, bro.
No.
Does he?
Do I?
Dude, TikTok, look, we're all fucking old, right?
If you I'm peaking, though. I'm old, but I'm peaking.
For sure.
But if you tell me to invest in TikTok, I will listen to you.
You have to get on TikTok. Dude, TikTok for stand-up is huge right now, bro. TikTok for stand-up and podcasts, gigantic. Especially if you got like 30-second clip, a minute clip, dude. You got it. If you're on IG, get on TikTok. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I should just put the bit that's like, hey, here's the bit that everybody's been using.
Bro, do it. Do it, bro.
What's the bit?
Original.
What are people?
It's about
are they dancing?
No, that's not my act.
I know.
It's a bit about my son taking showers.
Oh, longer showers. I've been in there at a point in my life.
Yeah, he's taking long showers.
You start realizing.
But they're doing it passive aggressive because they're bringing their kids in and sitting them down and then playing that bit to get their reaction from them. And it's just like, yeah.
TikTok is hard to navigate.
Oh, so so it's a reaction video. They're saying like, hey.
Right. They're sitting the kid down and they're playing the bit. And then some of them are saying the bit or whatever and mimicking, but like others are just like.
How long has this been happening?
What do you mean?
Like how long has it been kind of like viral?
They've been these TikTokers been doing it.
I don't know. Every now and again I just get people like friends be like, hey, I was watching TikTok and all of a sudden I hear your voice and it ain't your face. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then someone was like, and then I did some research and it's like at the time, I don't know, this a couple of weeks ago, it was like 1,700 people or something like that.
You're on the verge of blowing up on TikTok, I guarantee it, bro.
I'm not on the verge of blowing up.
You're about to once you're the original. So when you come to TikTok, right? Look, you've been picked out already by the Chinese government, right? They see you and like, you know what? You've been chosen, highlighted. Right? You're like you, Biden. They're like, we're gonna make this guy happen. All so right. Look, you're right there. You're on the cusp. Like, look, TikTok, Florida. Oh, we're looking at COVID numbers. This isn't TikTok.
I know. I'm pulling up TikTok.
Don't we have herd immunity already? All right, everybody go. Don't wear a mask.
No, everyone there in Florida. Everyone there has. Dude, all the locals has had it, and it's just the tourists that has. And it's so weird. Like you walk around the streets in Key West, there's cops on the street making you put a mask on. Yeah. But as soon as you go into a bar and you sit down and order a drink, you get just mask off and just everyone. Hey man, you having a good time? Take that mask off. You going to have a good time? You got to keep that mask on, Holmes. I don't know what you think this is. No, the fucking state you think this is. You can just walk around and not have fun without a mask, but you got to be having fun to not have a mask.
You got to be having a key lime pie cures COVID down there. Did you have any key lime pies?
Absolutely not.
No?
There was one I almost gave in on because it was like massive, but it's super sweet to me, those key lime pies. I'm more of I love pies. I love pies. I love baked goods. I love pies. I love cookies. I love cakes. But key lime, I will eat it. It's just super sweet.
Are you getting to the point that you're watching what you eat? I
always watch what I eat, and I try to put 2 solid meals in me out of the 4 that I eat. 2 of them has to be solid.
What's solid?
Salad. No carbs or low carbs. No sugar. That's solid.
I was in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Of course.
Right. Yes.
Why wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't I be? Right. Why wouldn't you be in Kenosha,
Yeah.
Wisconsin? It's a lot of things boarded up there, too. Anyways, I was in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and then, I remember I showed my friend, we drove around, and I'm like, look, we showed him all the burnt cars. But I was in Kenosha, and then I was getting mask shamed because I walked into a restaurant with my mask on, but nobody else except for the employees had the mask on. So then there was that point where, like, am I going to be that one guy from Illinois with the mask on, or do I take it off? So I took it off, right? I didn't want to look like a coward, so I took my mask off. Kenosha doesn't give a fuck. They haven't been giving a fuck.
If I see people not wearing masks, I'll go the opposite way. I'll try to put 2 masks on. I don't like that. There's no you can't shame me into not. My college coach did once. He came and see me in Arizona at the end of last year, and I took a family picture with him, and I took some pictures with other people, and I had my mask on, and then I was walking over to him, and he said to me, "Take your damn mask off, Bozeman." And I was gonna take it off anyway, but I was like, "Man, don't shame me over this shit." Like, all right, but I took it off. I was planning on taking it off anyway, but yeah. It's just a I just tested for the antibodies because I know how many comics have told me they've been to Florida and they got COVID instantly, and I was in Key West, and I'm telling you, they ass wide out there, and I came back, and I was like, I ain't got COVID. I was like, let me just get tested to see if I got the antibodies maybe. So I went and got tested yesterday, so I'll know. And there's only a small part of me wants to have the antibodies, because if I feel like I have the antibodies, that means I failed. Like, I failed my mission. Right? And this is like I failed the mission of not getting COVID. Like, all this shit you've been doing, and then come to find out I was asymptomatic, motherfucker.
But why? Yeah.
Right. So my son got it through one of his friends gave it to him, and like my kid, he's athletic. Both of them had it in there. Both athlete and both great shape, and he had like maybe a half of a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just like, all right, let's just get tested and see where I'm at. So we'll see.
I'm gonna get tested soon. I don't know. I've never been tested in my life before for an STD. I don't know if you have before.
Yeah, this is a weird podcast.
Yeah, this is a weird podcast. You have no idea, dude.
That's a weird segue. Hey, man, you ever been tested for STDs? Yeah, absolutely, I have.
You're responsible. So I'm Mexican, American, Chicano, Latino. We don't really get tested, and I figured out we just have sex with no condoms and don't. I'm like, when I tell my girlfriend, like, she gets tested regularly. I've been single forever, and I just got a girlfriend. And then the look on her face when she's like, so like, you've never been tested and you've had sex with prostitutes? And I was like, I wore condoms.
Yeah.
So
I've never fucked a prostitute. Well, you know what? I've never paid for sex. Back in my day, have I ever shot game to a prostitute, or have I had sex with someone who may have been a prostitute and didn't tell me? These streets are crazy. You never know.
We're Florida?
What? In Florida? No.
No. What's your favorite city to perform?
Well,
what are your favorite spots? Right?
Where I started in Madison's number one. Madison, Wisconsin.
Comedy on State.
I actually like mid-sized towns that supports comedy. Those, but I like them all. Like, I don't really have, as far as, those are like two different questions, because my favorite cities are my favorite cities. My favorite cities to perform in are the ones with the well-run clubs.
Okay.
You give me a well-run club, then that's my favorite. Acme in Minneapolis, it's fantastic. They're shut down still, but the Comedy Zone in Charlotte is great.
What are your favorite cities? Non-comedy.
I love New York City. I cannot get enough of big cities. I cannot get enough of it. Love Miami. I drove up to Miami for the day when I was in Florida. I love Charlotte. I love Denver. I'm warming up to LA.
Why?
Why am I warming
Maybe
up to
10
LA?
years ago, but I don't
No, see,
The current LA?
Before, when I was in LA, everyone that I ran across, my whole circle was everyone trying to get famous. So you run into the pool boy, and they had a script.
Yeah.
Everyone had a fucking script. Now I'm meeting I got regular, everyday people there, friends that's not in the business. So now I can go enjoy the LA. Before, it was just like, let's go to this room, let's go to that, let's meet this people. And I was like, no. I try to go to LA and New York. I tell all comics to do that, especially if you start out. Like, you need to enter competitions, and you need to go to LA and New York because the road is deceitful. The road is a different kind of funny than a funny you need to be if you want to go places. So you go to LA and New York just to make sure you're doing the right shit.
You saying the road is easier with audiences, or
I would not. I'm not going to ever say one's easier or harder, because road comics can't do things that LA and New York people does, and LA New Yorkers can't do things road comics does. So I'm not picking and choosing. I'm just saying it's different. It's different. And you go to LA and New York just as a gauge to see, like, you're not picking up any bad habits on the road.
You mentioned you were in Miami, so I kind of started doing this podcast because of Miami. I would go every 2 years, and then July 15th, 2019. Did you go to any strip clubs in Miami when you were down there?
Nah, I'm not a big strip club dude. You know why I do go to strip clubs sometimes? Is, for one, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm sure if I go to a strip club, I'm going to get good music. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get good music. And
it's very important.
Most of the time you can go in there and depends, smoke cigars and shit and stuff like that. So just give me a good drink and cigars. And if I'm in a strip club, I'm way in the back corner, like, in a very creepy like manner.
Look, man, strip clubs. I used to go to strip clubs here in the Midwest. Like, I went to the Admiral when I was 17 with a fake ID and a coupon. The Admiral Theater on whatever.
Yeah.
Albany Park, yeah. On Lawrence, right? Actually, there used to be a room right next to it that was not, like, basically an open mic. But, like, the music in the Midwest, I don't go to strip clubs in the Midwest because the music, I don't know, they play like a Motley Crue or something. It's not my cup of tea. Like, I like Miami. They play good music. There's a problem. I like it too much. There's a place. I can't name the place, but you can have sex with the strippers in the back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll give you the name if you ever want to know. Wait, you're not married, are you?
I'm not married. I have a girlfriend, but like that, either way, I'm good. I'm not interested. 12, married for a life, recently divorced, single. The answer is no. I don't want to know where I can go to fuck strippers at in Miami. I always thought that the best part of having sex was the chase, and having sex was the receipt on the chase.
Yeah.
Right? The
conquest.
I don't even call it the conquest because a conquest means you just you invest nothing and you just kind of overpower them with bullshit. Like if you're a single person and going out and meeting and dating or whatever, and then with no attachments, whatever, like the sex was was not really like the end game. I was just always curious of how far can I take this random encounter or someone I knew for a while. That used to be the game, but I've never been like, I'm going out the fuck.
Like some bros, dude.
Right, I'm fucking, man. Yeah.
Like going out in groups. How'd you meet your current girlfriend?
Wisconsin, Madison. She law school.
Oh, okay.
And then below the comedy club was a restaurant, so we all used to hang out there. Yeah.
And then she's cool with you being on the. Was it pre-COVID or before you hit? Because you were taking. When COVID hit, what you just took you were done, right? For how long? Was this the first time you had a break in a while, or?
Yeah, for sure. I've been doing it 20 years, so I'd never gone more than 2 weeks in a row without doing stand-up since I became full-time. But, I probably did 10 weeks stand-up total in this last year. But I've been active on Zoom. I've been killing the Zoom game, son. Got these digital shows down, and people like, yo, it's best to stand up. If you got bad jokes, it's best to stand up. I'm about to recreate a stand-up scene. I'm sitting down, cranking out jokes the way I want them to. I don't need to stand up to sell my jokes. I run around on stage, so sitting down is great.
What was the first show you did after COVID? Like when the first time you came out?
So when COVID hit, I was performing in Calgary, and I was just like, I'm not about to be stranded in Canada. And I left early, and they didn't want me to leave early. And so we negotiated my pay, and they paid me way less than they should have paid me. They paid me like all shows were even, but we know Sunday and Saturday shows are not fucking even. So I thought they should have gave me more, but I wanted to get out. So I left, and then all my shows just started. I mean, all of them. Festivals, shows, corporate gigs, college, they all just was just falling off. And then I want to say my first time back was in July at Helium in Indianapolis. So I went from March to July.
How was that first? So March to July. All right, 7 minus 3. I can't do that math. Was that 5? I don't know.
4 months.
4 months. 4 months. How was your first show coming back? Is it just same?
No. I'm still knocking off rust. I don't know if I will get back to where I was, and I'm good with it. Maybe like there's just a new me that's about to be made, but I'm still knocking off rust. I could still see my timing just off a little bit, and I'll be like, why didn't you normally would? It's still just like a split second that the audience might not know, but I definitely are like, oh, because I'm recording, the necessary evil, which I tell comics, record your shit. It's right there on the phone. All you got to do is just hit record. And if the show is nothing comes out of it, you just delete it. And you ain't got to go back and listen to it. That means you got to go and listen to every show you record. But you record the show just in case some shit happens that you need to make a note of.
The good and the bad, right?
Good and the bad. The good and the bad, the extraordinary. But yeah, just listen back. It's just like, yeah, you still just a little off, and just segues, transitions, you name it, just a little bit off.
Yeah, I remember when I would record and I'd have a good set, I'd immediately be excited to listen to it, and then I'd have that bad set, which is the important one I felt I had to listen to, but I would kind of push it. I'm driving home, and it's like, fuck. So I'd push it off to a side a little bit. I would try to. I don't know if you ever. There's a book, Eat the Frog. Do you know Eat the Frog? It's a book where basically you're supposed to get the bad stuff out of the way so you can get the day going, because you're going to sit there and you're going to do all these things you're not supposed to do. It's like, do the worst thing first. So eat that frog. I don't know. I listened to like half of it, but that's the thing. So then I got to a point where I would kind of force myself to listen to those bad Because those are the important ones.
I don't. I listen to the good sets.
Come on.
I don't listen to the bad sets. I don't listen to the bad sets because I already know why they're bad.
Okay.
The good sets, I want to know why they're good. I want to know if I can duplicate what I did. I don't want to duplicate the bad shit. I want that gone. I want that gone. The good stuff I'll listen to. I was just listening to a radio riff that I had on a radio show, and they put it on like their best of, and then I was just like, because I had to do radio and to promote it, and I was just like, what? I couldn't talk about the same thing, but I was just like, seeing if there was a rhythm that I had, the beats or anything like that, a flow that I had, because those radio DJs, the best radio DJs get out of the way and they just laugh. That's it. Give us some setups.
Yeah, they feed you bits, right?
Just say, Kevin, what's going on? And I got it. So you were at the mall. Huh? What do you think about? What do you think about kids? Oh, kids, really? Just say hello and get out of my way. That's how I prefer. I was just listening to the beats. So I think, but here's the thing, which is super important that people miss out on. You have to do what works for you. I tell people this all the time. Everybody always wants to take somebody else's formula and think that's their formula, but no. Like, if you don't write at coffee shops, then don't go to coffee shops and write, because other people like, I go to a coffee shop and write. You don't fucking even drink coffee. Why are you going to a coffee shop? If writing at a library or talking to yourself, or if that's what works for you, then do that. Like, don't stop. Stand up is so personalized that you have to do what works for you. So listening to your bad sets, if that works for you, then that's fantastic. I'm just saying, for me, I prefer to listen to my good sets.
Yeah, because I don't know. I learned a lot from my bad sets, especially like sometimes I'm not in the what is that, James? No, I'm fucking with you. 6 feet apart, social distancing. We're not in Florida, but anyways, or Waukegan in Ibiza. There's a club I went to where basically it's wide open, right?
You can't get enough of Waukegan, huh? Waukegan be calling.
I grew up in Waukegan.
Be calling you back though, huh?
I grew up in Waukegan, dude.
Streets.
Where'd you grow up? Where in Chicago?
Southeast side, Jeffrey Manor.
Jeffrey Manor, okay.
Yeah, right off of Stony Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There was
you could. It doesn't matter, but you could say there was this on Stony Island. I mean, like, yeah,
it was a little porn thing. So
Stony Island, cool.
It was a little. I remember when that name Stony Island. I remember as a little kid, my mom would take me to go get my teeth done somewhere, and we'd go to a little village. And I remember see that road, and then there was a little porn stand that I always look at as an adult or as a kid. I always wanted to go back as a kid. I was a little perverted little kid, so I would see that on the way over there and be like, I want to go back there one day. But when I got older, I went to those shops, and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. People masturbate in these booths. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
You allowed to do some exploratory shit, huh?
I'm insane.
All right, it's cool.
Like, I did that once in L.A. I was at my grandma's house, and I was like, man. There's nowhere.
You did what?
Went to one of the booths in the porn shop, and I masturbated in there because I was at my grandma's, and I was like, I don't want to. I'm at my grandma's. I felt disrespectful. Everybody's a week. People are gonna know. So then I was driving in her van. I saw one of those shops, and I went in there, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this, and I did, and it didn't feel good. Still the VHS. You push it. You put in the dollars or the quarters, and I was in some porn shop in a booth masturbating because I didn't want
someone's videotaping you.
Huh?
Someone's videotaping you.
Probably,
and
right?
They got your name in a search, and they're waiting for you to blow up, and then that's gonna come out.
Yeah. Or
I've been to one. I was in one in Amsterdam, of course, because it's Amsterdam. So I went to this little sex shop. Me and my boys. I was playing the basketball tournament out there. Me and my boys went out there, and then everybody was scared, and he was like, all right, $10, and then they were trying to peek in, and then it was weird. She was in a window, and she was like, I was like, all right, what does $10 get me? She's like, nothing. That just gets you in. And she's like, for $20, I watch you jerk off. For $40, you watch me jerk off. For $100, we watch each other both jerk off. I was like, what about the $10 that I gave you right now? What is that going to get me? I was like, can I see a puss or something? And she just flicked her underwear back. I was like, all right. And then I was just like, all right, boys, we got that? Cool, let's go. Oh, to be 19.
That happened. There's a place like that in these neighborhoods in the western suburbs. I think it's still open, and it has a picture. It says girls or something, and some. You know when a friend tells you about a place, but they never went to it, but they tell you the story like, oh, I went to this place. There was these girls. There was these hot Italians. I fucked them. Blah blah blah. So I was like, this is before maybe I was getting laid. It probably wasn't, right? Because I drove over there, or sparingly getting laid. So then I drove there, and it's in the western suburbs. I'm trying to remember, like.
No, but what I mean, and you have to have an idea what sparingly is. What is that? What's that? Once a month? Is it every 3 months?
Probably every 3 months.
Every 3 months
at that point, maybe every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
Yeah, because I had a
and
girlfriend.
so every 3 months you were getting laid with your girlfriend, or every 3 months you were getting laid and you were single. So that was it. So once every 3 months. So 4 times a year you had sex.
At that point, I'm thinking because it's probably after a girlfriend. So then I have a girlfriend. So I was single. So there'd be some here and there. I'd get lucky and then fuck somebody, right? I didn't really have that much game at that point. Versus, I don't know what I have now, but I do get laid more. But
it's got to be this podcast.
You know what? It kind of helps me out, man. Cause
it's got to be the podcast that's get Diaz dick wet.
It kind of helps me out. Because if a girl listens
that's your
to
song, by the way. I just wrote your song for your new intro. You're welcome.
But it helps because the women I sleep with now already heard all the bullshit.
Did you invite me on this podcast for advice? What are we doing?
It turns into it sometimes.
How do you meet girls?
How do you meet girls?
I don't.
When you were younger. Because you're taller, so you don't have to have. I mean, do you have to have game when you're how tall are you?
I think the best. I'm 6'5". The best thing you can.
Come on.
I tried to throw it as the throwaway. You see how to throw it as the throwaway? I didn't stop it. I just tried to throw it in the 6'5" and then keep going. 6'5". Listen.
Yeah, dude, you're a hot
commodity. I'm 6'5", with a tad bit of charm and an amazing smile.
It's over.
Like. I'm what the streets may call a closer. No, I just, I feel like if people stop worrying about the end game and just, I've had way more fun just going out. I have way more fun going out by myself and just sitting there and listening and watching the ambiance as opposed to someone coming in and intruding upon my space with hope that the end game I get this 15 minutes of ecstasy and then worried, is she going to stay over? Because I don't want, it's just all of that. It's just, no. It's just if you're just being real and you meet someone, being real and have a real honest conversation with people, then I think you're better off that way. But if you start creating shit just to have another notch in your belt, but then, everybody got their own thing that they do.
But I don't know, those guys, I don't know if you meet those guys that they lie a lot, right? So there's a lot of lying.
Sounds like we're talking about you right now in a third person.
No, I'm pretty honest, right? Unfortunately, to a fault with women.
We meet these guys. You?
I lied for 3 years. I lied for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So I was a young lad. I was very honest, very innocent.
Yeah.
Was hurt a few times, and I turned into a kind of a liar, cheater, asshole for a few years, and I'm back around to where I was before. A nice person.
Okay, but a lot of people do people always make that beholden to men. I know women has done the same. I know people. That's just a human human thing, and it's a phase. We all want to say we were good and great our entire life. We've always been model citizens, and we would never trample on anyone's feelings, but that's just not realistic. But yeah, it's a phase. So you could look at that point, and it probably made you a better person having gone through that phase to realize that's not what you want to be.
Yeah, no, I was a monster, but I learned from it. I grew from it. But anyways, getting back to this little shithole in the western suburbs. I don't know if you've seen it, right? It's going towards West Chicago, and there's these signs with these girls, and it's out in the open. They do everything legal. And so I went, my friend's like, hey, there's these hot chicks. You're going to have sex with them. I drove over there. We went there. What they do the same thing. $50, you go in the room with the girl.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm like, all right, I was like, man, $50 to have sex? Okay, but $50 more, you'll take off your towel. And then and it's little by little.
It's another $50 to take a towel off?
It was little.
Your towel?
Or their towel, or you could take her pants off. It got to the point, my friend ended up spending a few $100, didn't get laid. I spent maybe 200 something bucks. I got to the point where I got to be in a towel. I don't know if I touched myself, and I got to take a picture of her, a Polaroid of the girl naked, but I couldn't get to keep the Polaroid. So and this is 200 something bucks I spent.
Wow.
And it's a scam, because once they get you, what are you going to call the cops, right? They do everything in a very specific way, like we never cross that threshold line with you.
Right.
And then, so yeah, I paid 200 something bucks to sit in a towel, maybe masturbate, and then take.
You don't remember?
I'm trying to remember if I masturbated. I remember being in this towel.
How much?
It's a long time ago, dude.
Masturbating have you done in a towel in front of random strangers? I don't know if it was that time or if it was that time when I was at KFC.
But I don't remember, dude. But all I know, the other guy came out. I was like, "Did you have sex?" And we're like, "No." "Did you have sex?" "No." And then we went back to the dude. I was like, "Hey, I thought you fucked that girl. What happened?" He's like, "Oh no, my friend told me." And then we go. It was one of those things where the friend and
lied.
Then, the phone game, right? The phone game, like, and they lie. And that's what I. That's why I hate.
Lying on your dick should automatically cost you feathers on the wing when you get to heaven. I'm not saying you should go to hell for lying on your dick, but you should be like, remember that time you was lying on your dick? That's why you don't have the wings that these other angels have.
Yeah. I hate, this goes back, I hate, one of my pet peeves is, I'm going to call them dude liars. These are men I'm at a gathering, and they start talking to me, and there's just men, there's no women, and they start talking to me like they're I could tell they're trying to impress me, and they're lying to me about a bunch of stuff, and I'm just sitting there, and it's like, these dudes are straight, and then it's like, why are you telling me all these like exaggeration? I'd fuck this girl, and then they could tell they're lying, and then in my head it's like, it's one of my worst it's a pet peeve of mine, and it's been happening to me a lot, but not less. Now I'm staying away from people.
Recently,
recently, dude.
Oh
recently,
gosh,
he's hitting a pen, and he's like, "Yeah, I went to Honduras and I fucked this chick, and then this model came," and I'm looking at him like, "No, you didn't." Like, I could see you in front of me. I could see your weight, right? I could see your stature, and smell you. Like, you're lying to me, right? But I don't know what the end game is. Like, I'm not. We're both. I don't get the impressing the other dude.
Listen, you say it's dude lying, but there's been several girls that said that they've had sexual encounter with me, and they lied, and I've not. I'm telling you, man, men do it more than women, but the discrepancy of it is not as big as one would think. Women go through the same sorts of peer pressure. Women, on the other hand, lie and say they don't fuck, and they do. And dudes do that too, but only because it's twos that they're involved. Like, did you fuck that too? Nah, I fucked that too. And then the two's like, oh, he fucked. Well, he definitely fucked.
You're 6'5", so I don't think you can't, unless you're really drunk, I don't think you would ever have sex with a two.
Oh, I've had sex with every number out there.
The low numbers had to involve alcohol. You're 6'5".
I wasn't always a drinker. I can't say that now that shit I might have blacked out in my younger day. I don't
would hope so.
You know, sometimes, listen, man, I would rather have had sex with an ugly girl than go back to the room and jerk off and look at that fucking lonely, empty feeling. Just get through this 15 minutes. It's just a service that's being. But like I said, I'm generally am not like that dude that's trying to do shit like that. But like I said, we've all had phases.
It's being alone on the road too. It's not like you're in your home base. It doesn't happen at home.
Being on the
base.
road is alone. Is therapeutic for me. I'm not that person. Like when I'm on the road, sometimes I'm alone for 3 or 4 days, 21 hours a day, and I love it. Like, and then like your girlfriend's like, I'm gonna come up and visit. You're like, oh motherfucker! Now we gotta figure out our day. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're in a relationship, it's got to be. Every relationship I feel like I've been in, I haven't had many girlfriends, but every relationship I feel like I've been in, like the one thing they cannot do is impede on my happiness. They have to add to it. And if your girlfriend's like, I'm gonna come up to visit, and you're like, ugh, and it just crushes you, you have to reevaluate the relationship.
But you realize it right away, right? Or have you?
No, I don't know if it's not always. Not always. Sometimes you drift apart.
Yeah.
I mean, me and my girlfriend, we broke up a bunch.
Would you consider yourself in a toxic relationship? That's the buzzword people are using.
No, it wasn't toxic. It was just bad. Toxic is when people are purposely doing shit to fuck up the relationship. Is that right, Mr. Webb?
Yeah.
What you think?
There's like violence.
Right. They're doing stuff to irritate the relationship. They're doing things purposely. They're putting you in bad situations constantly without regard for you. Bad is just like, and sometimes two people just cannot have shit in common. And it's like, I tell people like, much like stand-up isn't, I keep bringing up stand-up because I thought that's what we were going to talk about. So I keep forcing it down your perverted throat. Like, oh, you're probably like, oh, I remember that time someone forced something down my perverted throat. That reminds me of another story. No, but like stand-up to me, stand-up and marriage are very unnatural. I tell people all the time in stand-up, like if you get a paycheck, like one paycheck for stand-up, you've done something. Because it's so unnatural. Everything about it is stand-up is just a flawed game. Even with the audience, hey, we want you to come and drink as much as possible and also shut the fuck up. Right? It's just where is that at? What else is that, right? But they're not 2 drinks. They want, oh man, I was killing it. Keep drinking. We got the crowd drinking and stuff. And then, sir, you got to behave. Sir, we told you before the show started, you got to shut up. I know you had 6 tequilas, but good Lord, man, keep it together. It's not natural. That's why I say you're never going to ever get rid of hecklers. And 2, you're tricking the audience into thinking you're having a conversation with them, even though you're the only one that's talking. And I feel like the same way with marriage is like everything you do in life, you work so you can have options. Everything. The more successful you are, the more options you have. Getting married is a direct contradiction to that. It's a direct contradiction. You're giving up all your options. You're saying, and it's true, like you shouldn't get married until you know you're your best version of yourself. Because if you're not your best version of yourself and you know you're going to be a better version of yourself, then you're going to be with somebody that version was with. But then when you upgrade and that person don't upgrade with you, you're like, shit. And then that's when you start running into problems. Fucking the manager there's now a CEO is looking like, I still got this manager bitch in my life. And it's just that's what I'm saying. Marriage is just it's trickery, and and that's where love comes in at. But my biggest problem is, and I think everyone should have this problem, is no one should love you more than you. So someone has to meet that. When you get to the level where you love me as much as I love me, then we can talk. Besides that, let's just be cool.
You love yourself?
I love myself. I love.
What are some of your favorite parts of Kevin Bozeman?
The fact that nothing really surprises me or shocks me. So things disappoint me, but nothing that people do really shocks or surprises me. Like I'm pretty good at reading people. I love life. I think that's first and foremost. If you love life, then that means you're gonna love yourself because you're living your life. So I think that's probably number one. I like. I feel like I got enough intelligence to carry me through. Like I know my strengths. I got a good gauge of my weaknesses. I just, I don't know. I guess that's a question. It's hard for me to answer because it's just like, why wouldn't you love yourself? And I know there's people out there depressed and don't love themselves, and that's a lot of people, especially in this game that we're in.
Oh God, I never
realized. And there's people
fuck.
And a lot of that's is a chemical imbalance. So I guess that's it. Probably why. I guess my short answer is why I love myself. I'm chemically balanced. That's not to say I don't have bad days. They just don't stay with. I've had funks. I've had bad days. I've been rejected. I've had people say mean and hurtful things to me. I've been through all of that. I just tend to bounce back. And I think, and people, oh, you're a good family life. No. I've had people with loving parents and people with shit parents, and it always helps to have loving parents. But no, my short answer is I'm chemically balanced.
Before I started doing stand-up, I've never met so many depressed people in my life before all of this. Especially me when I was still going to a lot of open mics. I was just like, oh. Then you realize, oh, some of these people are just crazy, insane. Remember what happened remember Wade Herder? Is he still alive? He was a homeless guy who became a millionaire, right?
Yeah, someone died and he got an inheritance.
Yeah, his dad. He was a homeless guy. He would just yell at open mics, and I
miss Wade so much.
And when I was at open mic, I was like, is this comedy? I didn't understand what was going on. He would just yell. His eyes were closed, so we would never see the light. And then people would light him, and his eyes closed, yelling about the Bears, and he had this dirty jacket. And then I found out, oh, that guy's homeless. And I was like, is this what I'm aspiring to do? Is this guy? I didn't know.
He would fall asleep in the front of Gallery Cabaret every single time.
Really?
For like 30 minutes, and then he'd go up, and then he'd close his eyes, and then he'd go back to sleep in the audience. I loved Wade, dude.
And his dad died and became a millionaire and moved to LA.
Yeah, you think about how many people think, I bet you 95% of homeless people is just because they have a mental illness. Like, there's very few. What's that Will Smith movie that he did?
I Am Legend. No, not I Am Legend. The one where he's the stock trader guy.
Yeah, right. There's not many stories where people just down on their luck. And even though those people will eventually bounce back, but it's the mentally ill that just can't, like, no one wants to deal with them, and they're not going to take their meds or whatever. And those are the people that end up homeless and shit. And, and then sometimes $1 million can right the ship.
YOLO.
Sometimes a cool meal might make you fucking get your shit together. Oh man, take these meds now. $1 million? Shit.
What would you do if we got a cool meal right now?
$1 million? Ah, man, I need
after tax. No, taxes taken out. Now you got the meal. Cleared.
Nothing. I would do I would do nothing. I need. Ideally, I would like to have 10 mil. If I got 10 mil, that means I can live and still grow. And having some conversations with people, I think 6 mil might get it done. 10 mil though, then if I had 10 mil, then I'm right. I'm not coming to do this shit. I'll tell you that
You feel
no, thank you.
if you had.
I don't want to hear about random porn hookups and your bubbly sodas. No, if I had 10 mil, yeah, I would probably. I still do stand up. I just pick and choose. I don't think there'd be a whole lot different. I just pay off my shit and just, and just pick and choose what I do. Like I said, I'm happy. If you're happy, 10 mil is just going to add to my happiness. It's just, it's a relationship. It's a relationship with money.
And you'd obviously stay with your girl, right?
Yeah, what fucking no. Look, my girlfriend, she makes more money than me. She's better looking than me. She's a better parent than me. I don't shit. So the question is, would she? You supposed to be Chris Rock by now, motherfucker. Okay, all right, okay. Some of my specials didn't land.
Did you see the new Coming to America? I didn't see it, and I'm afraid to.
I would say one thing that I've noticed about myself: my ability to stay focused in a movie. If it ain't a movie theater, dude, I missed all of it. All the movies that I used to rush to go see. I haven't seen Dolomite. I haven't seen the Bad Boys from last year, and I haven't seen Coming to America. Coming to America is such a fucking masterpiece, and you just know it's not gonna be a masterpiece, and that's so I will watch it because the best comic, no, but pound for pound the funniest person ever is Eddie Murphy, and it's not even close. It's not even close. When you factor in his whole body of work, it's not even a thing. Whoever you think is not even a thing. Maybe a distant second would be Robin Williams. And I wasn't even a big fan of Robin Williams' stand-up. But, you just got to recognize game.
He stole a lot, right?
I'm just talking about, everybody talks about that dude stealing stuff. That dude did, the shit that he did, his whole body of work is outlast that negative thing, but his comedy acting, you think about Mork and Mindy and all of the others, right? Mrs. Doubtfire, all the things, even as Mrs. Like Eddie Murphy's got a ton of misses and stuff. Robin Williams might be like second, but as far as stand-up goes, I mean, Eddie stopped at what, 26, 27, so there's no way he could be even considered the greatest stand-up, even though, Raw and Delirious still got some watchability. Did
he sign those deals with Netflix? He was going to do some stand-ups, or COVID hit and everybody died?
I believe he did.
The Chinese government made a bet. I
don't know, just he can go up and just tell stories. I was just watching him, and he was telling the story of him getting into Paul Mooney and John Witherspoon, and he just effortlessly sounded just like Paul Mooney and just like John Witherspoon without, it wasn't like a he just, bam, there's that voice, bam, there's that voice, and it was just like, dude, the dude is effortlessly funny.
You never met Eddie, have you? Or you been in circles or anything?
No.
Is it that would be that one person you would want to meet, is Eddie, or in this biz?
There we go.
Or you don't want to meet your heroes?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool to meet him. It'd be nice. I wouldn't. So I look at it like this: when you say meet someone, I wouldn't want to meet. Like, I would, if I could sit down and have a conversation like this, the way with him, yes. But just to go and be like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" And Eddie, bought around and told everyone's story into it, and he broke. That would be great, but like it's not like I wouldn't seek that out. Like if I was in Downers Grove, my suburb, and then they was like, "Yo, Eddie Murphy's on the north side of Chicago," I'd be like, he wants to meet me? He wants to hang out? Or I could just go up and shake his hand. I probably would. I'm being ridiculous. Of course I would.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? What are you talking about?
You know, sometimes you just got to talk your way through shit. Come on, Craig. You just have to talk your way through shit. I'm not going to sit here and be ridiculed by you Patrick Mahomes looking motherfucker. Anybody tell you I ever look like Patrick Mahomes?
God, no.
I mean, that means all the time, right?
Yeah.
Do you bet? You gamble? You love sports.
Oh, good Lord, yeah. I'm thinking about going to the casino now. That's another way you got me here.
Hammond?
Like if I just double
Rivers?
back. Rivers. I can double back. Go to Rivers. I love gambling. I love it. You talk about downfalls. There you go.
Sports gambling? All of it?
Yeah. Check.
Blackjack.
Check. No. I don't play blackjack much anymore. I'm a real high risk, high reward gambler. I am very Mark McGuire before steroids gambler. It's gonna be when I gamble, it's gonna be a lot of striking out. Lots of striking
What's your
out.
favorite?
And then my favorite, and then it's Mississippi. No, that's not Mississippi Stud and are my two favorite table games to play. Yeah. It's a lot. Like you got to put a whole, in 4-card poker, you got to put a lot of stupid money out there in hopes to get a monster hand, and you're going to take some L's.
What's the most you've ever lost, allegedly?
Now, this conversation will never be had. What I won and what I lost, I'll never share.
Would you remember what Jim was at?
Because I know the number on both, and they're both uncomfortable.
Well, look, my advice is to be.
I don't know you well enough.
No. I'll give my number. It wasn't gambling because I like gambling, but
How many people you slept with? Because
No.
I know you had like a probably 2-year stretch where you only had sex with 8 people.
Well,
Once every 3 months.
There was a summer when I had sex with 23 prostitutes because I used to caddy, right? I've been golf all year. So I was a young 20-year-old, and some Mexican dudes like, "Hey, we found this whorehouse." And they're like, "What?" And then I found it. I went once, and the first time I felt so ashamed. Not after the next 22. I didn't give a fuck. But I remember I would go caddy. I'm all sweaty.
So you pay for it? Like you pay
for a
Does
summer,
that
dude.
count though? As
I don't count it.
right? You see,
put it
that
in?
shouldn't count. Right?
I don't
You
count
put it in, it counts.
I don't count it.
No, you can't count.
My
what you
girlfriend
paid
counts
for
it because I'm like, how many people you been with? It's like I don't want to talk about it. Not including the prostitutes. He's like, they count, and to me, it's like, no, they don't count, and she thinks
No,
they do
she
count.
should count it.
Oh God.
But
Yeah,
when
that's what I'm saying.
But if you're going around, like if you're
I don't
gonna go
count them in
around
my
and
number.
brag
Nope.
to your friends, you shouldn't be like,
Right.
I'm ashamed.
Well, yeah, those are two
but
separate conversations.
the girl should
Yeah.
absolutely. She
Yes.
should. Matter of fact, they should count twice. Be like, you fuck 46 bitches? No, 20. No, 46.
But they put a condom on you. They spray it with a. This is pre-COVID. They were doing COVID like they'd spray. I remember they would spray you with sanitizer and stuff. It was very sterile. I felt.
Wow, there's a Perel condom.
Sounds very sexy.
I was a young lad, right? But I stopped for years until I found that stupid website Backpage. Thank God it closed down. But that wasn't it was strippers. The most I ever spent was July 15th, 2019. $4,000 in one night with these 2 strippers in Miami.
Yeah.
And that was my kind of rock bottom where it changed my life around now. And then I started the podcast, and I've been
So you had a threesome with them?
Yeah. Got my dick sucked. I didn't never penetrate it because at that point I did too much coke and I couldn't get a hard on.
And you paid $4,000 and you couldn't get.
No, I couldn't get a hard on. I did, I ate their ass.
Maybe
or something.
your next podcast, you should bring in a money manager.
I got it together. I made that money back in 3 months caddying, working every fucking day.
No, you didn't make that money back in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's money that you did not make back. You gave that money up, and then you went out and got $4,000 more. Well, of course you would. Like, you're a functioning human being. Like, that's how you're gonna survive. It's not like you gave your last $4,000 you were ever gonna make, and then like, I'll make it back. No, you
It's
can't
gone.
make that. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Forever.
People always, I'm gonna make back. You can now see you can do that with gambling at casinos. You can lose. You could lose the $500 and go back specifically to get that $500 back, and then you can make that money back. Because people say, "Oh, you lost the $500." No, I was. If I didn't lose that $500, I would not be returning back to the casino. I'm returning back to the casino to get the $500 that I lost.
Do you like to gamble by yourself or with your friends?
Always everything by myself. Everything, sir. Yes, gambling by myself. Movies, I prefer.
Yeah, movies I prefer.
Going out to dinner, going out to club. Like, I don't have to make any concessions when you do things by yourself. When you love yourself, you're cool with being by yourself. Listen, I do jokes about this shit all the time. But it's true. You see those people that in relationships and they bounce from one relationship to another because they never take time for themselves because they don't like who they are. They can't stand being alone. They don't love themselves, so they're always searching for someone to tell them that they love them. That's why they're like, "Oh, this might be the one. I think I found her." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I'm thinking of so many people right now. Do you have any last words or plugs?
Oh, me? Oh,
yeah.
Last words.
Last words, plugs.
I don't know. What are we
You have a
looking at there? Is that
podcast. He's pulling up your Instagram.
Look at that. I'm horrible at Instagram, dude. Look
You're
at that.
still
That's
evolving.
an embarrassing amount of followers. I'm horrible at it. Whatever.
Get on TikTok.
I know.
For James.
Whatever.
Yeah, please get on TikTok, dude. Don't do it for me. Do it for you.
Do it for me. All right. I'll listen. You should be his money manager and mine. I'll listen to you. So I have my podcast, which is like sports and gambling. I talk pop culture and politics too sometimes. It's called The Ball Hog. You know why it's called The Ball Hog? Because I don't have any guests. You know why I don't have anybody can guess? Because I don't like people. I don't like people that way. That's no. Oh, they changing shit. So they change. They're the Ball Hog. I'm the Ball Hog podcast.
I'm not gonna show this to people, so I don't get it.
Yeah.
My podcast, my special on YouTube is out there. I just got 1 million viewers. What?
YOLO.
Yeah.
I love this bit.
That's it. Oh God, you're not gonna punish me by this. I'll
punish people later.
We'll punish people later. Yeah. So you can my YouTube and then I don't know, Instagram, Kevin Bozeman 1. There you go. That's really it. I'm extremely boring. Dude, I am the most boring fun person ever. Like I don't. There's a lot of people I just like when I did Last Comic Standing. It's like, tell us a fun story. I was like, man, I was at the casino till 3 in the afternoon. They was like, what? I was like, yeah, I went. It's like, that's your story? Yeah. That's my story, man. I'm a pretty boring dude. I'm living vicariously through my kids. My oldest is 6'7".
God damn.
6'7", looking. I mean, he's doing well. He's hooping. He's deciding if he's gonna go to school and play basketball or go. I mean, shit. He wants to be a neurosurgeon, so there's that. So yeah, I live vicariously. I'm a pretty boring person, and so yeah, I don't. But when you hang out with me, it's the most fun. Everyone knows that. If you can't have fun with Kevin Bozeman, you cannot have fun. Tour dates, kevinbozeman.com for tour dates. I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm in Chicago
a few weeks
this weekend. That's probably won't be out then, huh?
I'll share it on my page.
Yeah, no, I'll be a comedy bar this weekend, and then I got dates that's not quite showing up on website. Man, I told him to take my phone number off our website. Comedy bar. I'm headlining in Vegas.
Hey, fuck yeah, bro.
Winnipeg.
I headline in Vegas. Zany's Rosemont. Rumors Winnipeg. And then I got more dates that I just haven't added on to that. I got Madison that's coming up.
Madison's back up? Oh.
What's that?
They're opening back up, right? I saw him. Madison State, right?
What about
Comedy and State, right?
Yeah, Comedy
okay,
and
Comedy
State.
State.
Yeah, I got Madison coming up. I got Fort Wayne, Indiana, and North Dakota. I got who knows? Who knows? I'm booking.
Yeah, go to kevinbozeman.com.
Yeah, Dallas coming up.
Follow
yeah,
his TikTok in a few weeks when he has it.
No,
Allegedly.
I'm gonna have a TikTok when James creates me a TikTok.
Right, I'm not fucking playing around. I'll make it for you right now.
I love, like, he's so great on Facebook because he only speaks to people in an irritated manner.
Well, everyone's fucking irritating, so
He only speaks to people in a
we gotta
very
fucking move shit,
irritating
bro.
manner. So right now I feel the most comfortable.
Good.
I feel the most comfortable. He's like, I'm fucking, because you're irritating me, I'm gonna do your own TikTok. I'd be like, all of a sudden my shows are packed. Thank you. I did your TikTok.
You know.
Yeah, I know. I need to put shit out there.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Good
People
segue into James, our producer. Plug yourself, James. Please, your network and everything you do.
If you wanna start a podcast, hit me up at Aclysm on Instagram, ACLYSM. If you want to see some of the podcasts we're doing, you can go to at People of Comedy Network on Instagram or go to facebook.com/peopleofcomedy. There is a website. I'm building it myself right now. Peopleofcomedy.com will be live with all kinds of podcast
Maybe I'll
content.
bounce over there to,
I mean,
to you guys.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Switch on over.
We're the largest Chicago comedy podcast network, maybe the only one in existence, and we're proudly representing Chicago comics. This is the last time, I swear to God, I'm going to plug this. If you are a fan of Chicago comedy, we pulled off a phenomenal feat in filming for South by Southwest. We filmed February 27th. We edited and delivered a 10-camera shoot March 1st, so in less than 48 hours, with 5 of the best stand-up comedians in the world. We get all the rights to that video as soon as South by Southwest ends. So you can find that video on People of Comedy's YouTube page when this comes out. This will be on that.
The comics in Chicago takes a backseat to no one.
Fuck yeah, dude. I wholeheartedly agree.
No, because just like you said, like, what about people leaving and staying there? That's when I used to remember. I was throwing those parties, the holiday parties.
Yeah.
In Chicago, for the Chicago comedy scene, I was having holiday parties. I was just like, dude, there's so many people that don't leave Chicago, and it's such a great scene. And it's just like, show, like, look at all these fucking talented people. So I got clubs to donate money, and then people to put together. It's a nice 3 or 4 years. I might bring it back. Who knows?
Please bring it back. The community here is, I believe, the best community for the entertainment industry that exists, just because of how tight-knit and helpful we are. And that's part of the Midwest spirit. That's the Chicago fighting spirit. We've lifted each other up. You know, this is my 14th year as part of the community. For every single one of those years has been nothing but support. That's why we make the best comics in the country. So, again, by the way, still plugging myself, peopleofcomedy.com, facebook.com/peopleofcomedy, Instagram at People of Comedy Network. And if you want to see everything that I'm doing, I have a linktree /Aclysm. That's linktr.ee/ACLYSM. I just put a bunch of artwork up for sale with Ethereum and Bitcoin. So if you want to buy my shit,
NFTs,
get that fucking
I
crypto.
just bought some Ethereum.
Bitcoin.
I just bought some Ethereum.
Follow the Lobo Den podcast on IG. Follow the Patreon. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff soon. DM me. I have gear. DM me. I'll figure it out. My life is in shambles, but I'll get it together. All right, Lobo Den.